There is a quiet power available to every single one of us. It doesn't require money. It doesn't depend on perfect circumstances, and it doesn't wait for life to get easier. That power is gratitude. Many people believe gratitude comes after success, after healing, after happiness. But the truth is, gratitude is not the reward at the end of the journey. Gratitude is the path. You don't practice gratitude only when life feels good. You practice gratitude, especially when life feels uncertain, overwhelming, or unfinished. Gratitude is not pretending everything is fine. It is choosing to see that even in the middle of struggle, something meaningful is still present. You can practice gratitude anywhere, in traffic, in loss, in waiting rooms, in quiet moments, and even in chaos. And you can practice it anytime when you wake up, when you fail, when plans fall apart, when dreams are delayed. Because gratitude is not about denying pain. It's about refusing to let pain be the only voice in the room. When you begin your day with gratitude, you send a powerful message to life. I am open, I am ready to receive. Gratitude changes the way you see yourself. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you begin to recognize what's already within you. Strength, resilience, wisdom, courage you didn't know you had. And when you change the way you see your life begins to change. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into sacred ones. A breath becomes a gift. A lesson becomes a blessing. A setback becomes preparation. You don't have to wait for a perfect life to be grateful. You become grateful, and then life begins to feel richer, deeper, and more meaningful. Practice gratitude when things go right. Practice it when things go wrong. Practice it when you feel lost. Practice it when you feel found, because gratitude grounds you in the present moment, the only place where peace truly lives. And the more you practice gratitude, the more you realize this truth, you are already surrounded by reasons to be thankful. You just have to be willing to notice them. When gratitude becomes your habit, abundance becomes your mindset. And when abundance becomes your mindset, your entire world expands. So wherever you are, whatever you're facing, take a moment. Say thank you, not because life is perfect, but because you are still here, still growing, still becoming. Gratitude is not something you wait for after life improves. It is not a reaction reserved for success, comfort, or achievement. Gratitude is a daily practice, a conscious choice you make regardless of what is happening around you. When you treat gratitude as something that only comes after good news, you give your power away to circumstances. But when you practice gratitude every day, even on ordinary or difficult days, you take your power back. You begin to understand that gratitude is not dependent on outcomes. It is dependent on awareness. A daily gratitude practice means you do not ask what went right today, only when things feel easy. You ask it even when the day felt heavy, confusing, or incomplete. It means recognizing that life is still offering you something valuable, even when it does not look the way you hoped it would. Gratitude does not ignore pain, disappointment, or struggle. Instead, it allows you to stand in truth and still say, see what is here, and I choose not to be defeated by it. When gratitude becomes a habit, it changes how your mind is trained to respond to life. Instead of automatically focusing on what is missing, delayed, or broken, your mind begins to search for what is present, supportive, and meaningful. This does not happen overnight. It happens through repetition. Each day, you intentionally acknowledge even one thing you are thankful for. You are reshaping your inner dialogue. Over time, this practice rewires how you experience stress, fear, and uncertainty. Gratitude practice daily builds emotional strength. It teaches you that you can hold gratitude and difficulty at the same time. You can be grateful for the lesson, even if you did not enjoy the experience. You can be grateful for growth, even if the process was uncomfortable. This is where gratitude becomes powerful because it stops being shallow positivity and becomes deep emotional resilience. Daily gratitude also grounds you in the present moment. Many people live trapped between regrets of the past and worries about the future. Gratitude gently pulls your attention back to now. It reminds you that in this moment, you are breathing. You are aware. You are still moving forward. This awareness creates calm, clarity, and a sense of stability, even when life feels unpredictable. When you commit to gratitude as a daily practice, you stop postponing peace. You stop telling yourself that you will feel thankful when you have more, become more, or achieve more. You realize that gratitude is not the result of a good life. Gratitude is the foundation of a meaningful life. From that foundation, confidence grows, patience deepens, and hope becomes stronger. Practicing gratitude daily does not mean a day will feel joyful. It means every day will feel purposeful. You begin to trust that even ordinary moments matter. Even small progress counts. Even quiet days are part of your becoming. Gratitude turns routine into ritual and survival into strength. When practiced daily, gratitude becomes less about what you have and more about who you are choosing to be. You can be grateful even while you are healing or struggling. And this truth changes the way you move through hard seasons. Many people believe gratitude requires happiness, stability, or completion. But real gratitude often begins in the middle of uncertainty. Healing is not a straight line, and struggle does not mean failure. It means you are in motion, learning, and becoming. Gratitude does not ask you to deny your pain. It asks you to acknowledge that pain is not the only thing present in your life. When you are struggling, your mind naturally focuses on what hurts, what is missing, and what feels unfair. This is human. Gratitude does not judge this response. Instead, it gently widens your perspective. It allows you to say, this is hard, and something good still exists alongside it. You can be grateful for the strength that gets you out of bed, for the breath that carries you through the day, for the support you may not have noticed before. These small acknowledgments do not erase your struggle, but they soften its grip. Healing often feels slow and invisible. Progress can be difficult to measure, and this can lead to frustration or self-doubt. Gratitude helps you recognize progress that does not announce itself loudly. It helps you see the moments when you responded differently, rested when you needed to, or chose patience over anger. Being grateful for these moments reinforces them. It reminds you that healing is happening even when you cannot fully see the results yet. Gratitude during struggle also protects your sense of self-worth. When life is difficult, it is easy to turn inward with blame and criticism. You may feel behind, broken, or are not enough. Gratitude shifts this inner conversation. It encourages appreciation for your effort, your endurance, and your willingness to keep going. You begin to respect yourself for surviving what you once thought would defeat you. This kind of gratitude is honest and grounded. It does not pretend that everything is fine. It says, these hurts, and I am still thankful for what this moment is teaching me. It recognizes that struggle can carry wisdom, clarity, and depth. Many of the strongest people did not become strong during easy times. They became strong by finding something to be grateful for when things felt heavy. Gratitude also creates emotional space. When you are overwhelmed, your world can feel small and tight. Gratitude opens that space just enough to let in hope. It reminds you that your current pain is not your permanent identity. You are not defined by what you are healing from. You are defined by how you continue to show up. Being grateful while healing does not rush the process. It allows you to move through with compassion. It helps you stay connected to life instead of shutting down. Over time, this practice builds resilience, patience, and trust in yourself. You learn that even in struggle, you are supported by moments of grace. strength, and quiet progress. Gratitude in hard times is not weakness. It is courage. It is the decision to remain open when closing off would feel easier. It is the choice to honor your journey exactly where you are, knowing that healing is happening even now. Gratitude shifts your focus from lack to abundance, and this shift quietly transforms the way you experience your entire life. Most stress, dissatisfaction, and emotional exhaustion come from focusing on what is missing, what has not arrived yet, or what did not turn out the way you expected. The mind naturally scans for problems, gaps, and unmet needs. Gratitude does not deny these realities, but it changes where you place your attention. What you focus on grows. And when you focus on lack, life can begin to feel smaller and heavier. When you practice gratitude consistently, you begin to notice what is already present instead of obsessing over what is absent. You recognize opportunities instead of limitations. You see resources instead of shortages. This does not mean you stop wanting more or stop working toward better. It means you stop feeling empty while you are on the way there. Abundance is not about having everything you desire. It is about recognizing that you already have holds value and meaning. Shifting from lack to abundance changes how you interpret everyday situations. A delay becomes extra time instead of wasted time. A challenge becomes a lesson instead of a punishment. An ordinary day becomes a gift instead of something to endure. This mental shift reduces anxiety because you are no longer constantly measuring yourself against what you do not have. You begin to measure your life by growth, effort, and presence. Gratitude also affects how you relate to others. When you operate from a mindset of lack, comparison becomes automatic. You notice what others have that you do not, and this can create jealousy, resentment, or insecurity. Gratitude interrupts this pattern. It reminds you that someone else's success does not diminish your own potential. When you feel abundant internally, you can celebrate others without feeling threatened, and this strengthens your relationships and your sense of connection. An abundance mindset built through gratitude also increases confidence. When you constantly focus on lack, you may feel inadequate or behind. Gratitude helps you see evidence of your progress, your skills, and your past victories. You remember how far you have come, not just how far you have to go. This awareness fuels motivation rather than draining it. You move forward from a place of fullness instead of desperation. Gratitude trains your brain to recognize possibility. When you believe there is not enough, you operate with fear and hesitation. When you recognize abundance, you take healthier risks and make decisions with clarity. You trust that even if things do not go exactly as planned, you will find value in the experience. This trust creates emotional stability and mental peace. Living from abundance does not require dramatic changes in your circumstances. It requires age, change, and perspective. Gratitude allows you to experience richness in simple moments, meaningful conversations, small wins, and quiet progress. Over time, this practice reshapes your identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who is lacking and start seeing yourself as someone who is supported, capable, and growing. When gratitude becomes your lens, life feels less like a race to acquire and more like a journey to appreciate. You still dream, you still strive, but you do so with a grounded sense of enough. That sense of abundance becomes the foundation for joy, resilience, and long-term fulfillment. Small moments hold powerful blessings, and learning to recognize them can completely change how life feels on a daily basis. Many people wait for big events to feel thankful, major success, dramatic change, or clear milestones. While those moments matter, they are rare. Most of life is lived in the quiet spaces in between. If you overlook those spaces, you overlook the majority of your own life. Gratitude teaches you to see that the small moments are not insignificant. They are the building blocks of meaning. A small moment can be a deep breath taken when you felt overwhelmed. It can be a brief smile exchanged with a stranger. It can be the comfort of familiar routines, the warmth of a cup of tea, or the silence that allows you to rest your mind. These moments often pass unnoticed because they do not demand attention. Yet they carry stability, peace, and reassurance. When you begin to acknowledge them, you realize that life is constantly supporting you in subtle ways. Recognizing small blessings helps slow you down. In a world that rewards speed and constant productivity, it is easy to rush through the day without truly being present. Gratitude brings you back to the moment you are in. It reminds you that not everything valuable is loud or dramatic. Some of the most powerful experiences are gentle and quiet. When you notice them, your nervous system relaxes and your mind becomes clearer. Small moments also create emotional balance. When you face challenges, it is easy to feel as though everything is going wrong. Gratitude helps you see that even in difficult seasons, not everything is broken. There are still moments of relief, connection, and calm. These moments may not fix the problem, but they give you strength to continue. They remind you that hardship does not cancel out goodness. Both can exist at the same time. When you appreciate small moments, you build consistency in gratitude. You no longer depend on special occasions to feel thankful. Gratitude becomes woven into your daily rhythm. This consistency has a powerful effect on mental health. It reduces stress, increases emotional awareness, and helps prevent burnout. You begin to feel supported by life rather than constantly battling against it. Small blessings also shape your character. When you learn to value the simple things, you become more patient, grounded, and compassionate. You stop chasing constant stimulation and learn to find contentment where you are. This does not mean you stop dreaming or growing. It means you stop postponing peace until some future moment. You allow yourself to experience joy along the way. Over time, gratitude for small moments changes how you remember your life. Instead of only recalling major achievements or painful events, you remember the feeling of safety, connection, and presence. These memories form a deeper sense of fulfillment. You realize that your life was not empty between milestones. It was full of meaning all along. Small moments are easy to overlook, but they are powerful when acknowledged. They remind you that life is not only happening when something extraordinary occurs. Life is happening now in ordinary moments that carry quiet blessings. When you honor these moments with gratitude, your life feels richer, calmer, and more complete. Gratitude strengthens emotional resilience by teaching you how to remain steady in the face of change, stress, and uncertainty. Emotional resilience is not about avoiding difficult emotions or pretending everything is fine. It is about your ability to experience challenges without being completely overwhelmed by them. Gratitude plays a powerful role in this process because it helps regulate how you respond internally to what is happening externally. When life becomes difficult, emotions can feel intense and unmanageable. Fear, frustration, sadness, or anger can take over your thoughts. Gratitude does not remove these emotions, but it creates balance. It reminds you that while something is wrong, something is also still right. This awareness prevents you from being consumed by a single emotional state. You learn to hold complexity rather than collapse under it. Practicing gratitude builds perspective. Instead of viewing a setback as a complete failure, you begin to see it as one part of a larger journey. You remember past challenges you survived and lessons you learned. This perspective reduces emotional reactivity and increases patience. You stop responding from panic and start responding from understanding. Over time, this strengthens your ability to handle stress without losing your sense of self. Gratitude also fosters self-compassion. When emotions are high, people often become harsh with themselves. They judge their reactions and criticize their feelings. Gratitude encourages kindness toward your own experience. experience. You appreciate your effort, your endurance, and your willingness to keep going. This self-appreciation builds inner safety, which is essential for emotional resilience. Another way gratitude strengthens resilience is by reinforcing hope. When you acknowledge moments of support, progress, or relief, your mind learns that difficulty is not permanent. This does not create false optimism. It creates grounded confidence that you can navigate what comes next. Hope becomes practical rather than abstract. With consistent practice, gratitude trains your nervous system to recover more quickly from stress. You still feel emotions fully, but you do not stay stuck in them as long. You bounce back with greater ease and clarity. This is emotional resilience in action. Gratitude does not make you immune to hardship. It makes you capable of facing it with strength, awareness, and stability. Over time, this practice helps you trust yourself, even in uncertain moments, knowing you have the inner resources to endure and grow. Gratitude is not a destination you arrive at. It is a way of walking through life. When you choose gratitude daily in small moments and difficult seasons, you change how you experience everything around you. You begin to see abundance where you once saw lack, strength where you felt weak, and meaning where you once felt lost. Practice gratitude anywhere and anytime, and you will discover that even in ordinary moments, life is always offering you something to be thankful for.